Today, we'll be discussing an important issue within the Christian community, the abandonment of the duty to defend the faith as commanded in Jude 1 verse 3-4. We'll explore why this is happening, focusing on two key factors: lack of awareness and misplaced priorities. Let's start with the first factor. Lack of awareness. Many Christians are simply unaware of the biblical mandate to defend the faith. In Jude 1 verse 3, we are called to contend for the faith that was once for all delivered to the saints. Unfortunately, majority of Christians are not familiar with this passage or its significance. I dare you to find a group of Christian believers today and tell them to actively defend the faith in the next 7 days. And I tell you, by the end of the 7 days, they would have done nothing. Give them 1 month, and the feedback would still be nothing. So, what is the issue? 1. Christians have not been taught about the faith. 2. They have not been told it's their responsibility to defend it. 3. They are not even aware the passage says they're entrusted with it. Every day we hear sermons about building faith for this or for that, for healing, for success, for marriage, etc. But we hear little or nothing about the faith. Talk more, defending it. In fact, many Christians have been hypnotized to see defense for the faith as being judgmental or causing division. This leads us to the second factor: misplaced priorities. Ironically, many Christians assume their responsibility is to defend their churches and pastors, no matter what they do. They would fight anyone who dares to correct or criticize a preacher, regardless of what the preacher did. Yet, you won't find any verse of Scripture that adjourn believers to defend preachers. Instead, we are told to defend the faith. In Philippians 1 verse 17, Paul says he was set for the defense of the gospel. We too are set for the defense of the gospel. Another thing I will like to point out from Jude's letter is that he wrote to common believers, not Christian leaders, to defend the faith when it was under attack by false preachers. How I will really wish every believer will know and accept this responsibility. It will go a long way helping to fix issues within the church. It is really concerning to see Christians abandoning their duty to defend the faith and embracing what is never their duty. This has provided a safe haven for false preachers. It's the main reason they abuse the faith and do many questionable things and still have true Christians following and falling for them, making it difficult for them to tell the difference between truth or falsehood. How then can we right the wrong? 1. We will have to be vigilant and discerning. This means examining our beliefs and church practices in light of Scripture. It is high time we start cross-examining our practices with Scripture. Even Paul the Apostle asked the Corinthians church to examine themselves whether they be in the faith. 2. We will have to be courageous. We have to learn not to be afraid to question or challenge ideas that may undermine the integrity of our faith. In the name of soul winning, many preachers are beginning to invent strange methods. For the faith's sake, we have to be courageous to question these methods if they and their outcome are not in sync with the faith. Lastly, let us remember the words of Jude and take up our responsibility to defend the faith, engaging in meaningful conversations and preserving the truth that has been entrusted to us. Together, we can reclaim our duty and stand firm in our faith.